okay. I tried to record a video earlier, and it was like 4 or 5 days after the fact. But anywho, I know everyone by now has probably seen the season finale of Scandal. White Hat's back on. It was so good. Like, it was really, really good. Good cliffhanger to find out that the guy head of vitamin B12 is Olivia's father. Like, why didn't we guess this in the beginning? Why didn't we guess this the minute he walked on the screen? We should have known. The only two black people on the show have to be related. Duh. So, that's her dad. So the question remains, we know he wasn't going to kill her. I like how at the beginning, because I watched the episode like a couple of times, but I like how they made it seem, because I'm going to take you back. They made it seem as if he had a hit out on Olivia when he did not. Okay, because throughout the whole episode, he said he was telling Cyrus to use the tape and, you know, break up Olivia and Fitz or whatever he was telling him. He was telling Jake, I want to meet with her. If you don't do it, I'll find somebody else who will. So we took that to mean like, oh no, he's going to kill her. If Jake doesn't kill her, he's going to find somebody else. No, he said, bring her to me. If you don't bring her to me, I will find somebody who will bring her to me. But the way it was worded, it made it almost sound like he was putting a hit out on her, but he didn't. So if you go back, I don't think he ever said, we need to kill her. He may have said get rid of her, probably out of the situation, and maybe because of the situation with Huck, because apparently Huck was under this guy's command, who now we find out is Olivia's father. And it makes you wonder, is that why nobody came looking for Huck? Is because the guy who's head of vitamin B12, and I'm gonna call it vitamin B12, because the guy that's the head of that agency or that unit is Olivia's father. Maybe perhaps that's the reason Huck was never bothered and he was, you know, allowed to live out in the open, like Charlie said. And Charlie said, and worked for his daughter, Olivia. So, what else? Okay, so we find out that David Rosen was working. He was kind of playing both sides. He was working with, was it Charlie and Billy Chambers? And he was also, of course, working with Olivia and her crew. So, in that meeting, when they did the flashback and they showed David sitting across from Billy Chambers, I knew that, okay, any person with common sense would know that killing someone trumps fixing an election. So the fact that Billy Chambers admitted in the first place, when he first started talking to David, that he killed 3 people at least, I think after that, the conversation was over. Like, the minute you admitted that you killed 3 people, I am not gonna hand over this Citron card to you and be like, okay, here you go, yeah, they fixed the election, and but you killed 3 people. So I don't see how you think that fixing an election is worse. It was bad, but it's not worse. Though Billy Chambers did throw in that, hey, you know, they messed up your life, and, you know, Olivia always comes in to fix it because she's the one that messed it up, which is somewhat true, but yet and still, Billy Chambers, you had 3 people killed. Not cool. So that's when I was like, okay, knowing how David is with justice and all of that, and kind of how sensitive he is, I don't think he's going to take too well to him saying that he killed 3 people and just kind of still siding against Olivia and then going with Billy. I didn't see that happening, and it didn't. He gave him a fake card, which was good. And I was glad that he did what he did, because, you know, he was just trying to figure out what was going on. You know, he was doing his investigation. He was the U.S. State's attorney. That's what he's supposed to do. And if there was a fraud in the election, he was supposed to uncover that. So he got his job back. Defiance is still what? Not known. It's like every episode, more and more people find out about it. Pretty soon everybody's gonna know that. But so then Governor Reston, I think he was the governor, the guy who ran against Fitz but didn't win, but he did. He came up to Fitz and he was like, you know, you're going to put me on that ticket as vice president if you don't want me to tell everybody that you fixed the election that I was supposed to win. Of course, Fitz didn't admit anything, thankfully, But it was almost as if Olivia and Cyrus kind of didn't have any faith in Fitz to not say anything. Like, he is a smart guy. Like, he was running for president. He's just like not somebody they like plucked out the garden and threw up there. Like, I mean, he's been groomed for this. He's intelligent, he's smart, he has, you know, patriotic heart, whatever. And, you know, he can handle himself, because that's when Cyrus had the heart attack, because Cyrus found out that Governor Reston was in his office, and then he went running back to, you know, the old office, and then he didn't make it because he had a heart attack, which we already knew Cyrus was going to have a heart attack, because he was just trying to hold the pieces together, trying to do whatever he was doing. Take some tea. Sorry about my get up. I have been working in the garden and doing my flowers on my front porch. I did my first like flower arrangement on the front porch, kind of, sort of, and I'm like so excited about it. Anyway, I'll do a video about it. So, but anyway, I've been out and like my hand is hurting, my feet are like throbbing. So it's been a busy weekend. So I finally got around to doing this review on Sunday. I did do one yesterday, but then I kind of got interrupted and I just deleted it because it wasn't complete. So, what else? The part about Cyrus having a heart attack, that was hilarious. It was so hilarious because, like, I kind of wanted him to have a heart attack, not because it seemed real. Like, he's gonna have a heart attack because it's the real thing that would happen. That would be like the real thing to happen in real life. So I was like, good. That was kind of realistic. But it was so funny when he got in the ambulance and he was still talking, and he's on, you know, on intercom with Olivia, and they're like, where are you? And he's like, I'm in the ambulance. Kind of had a heart attack. At least that's what they told me. And then he told the Secret Service dude to shoot the paramedic. That was very funny. And then, of course, James, his husband, came to the hospital to go visit him. Sorry. And though they're not over their whole thing, especially the way Cyrus treated him for the last episode, but it was nice to see them, like, you know, hug and be together. Let's see what else happened. Since you already saw the episode, I just want to talk about the good moments. The good, like, jaw-dropping moments. Oh, Quinn is the new Huck. I saw that coming. I wasn't surprised. I really know. I'm not into it. I'm not into that storyline. I mean, I like her. I like Huck, but I'm just not into her being the new Huck. I don't care to see her turn into Dexter. I know it's gonna happen. It seems inevitable, but it's just not a storyline I'm that interested in. Though I do like her. Okay, so moving right along from that. Oh yes. The situation in the hospital with Mellie, Cyrus, and Fitz. That's what I want to talk about. The whole situation with Mellie, Fitz, and Olivia. When they first, when they met in the kitchen, the basement kitchen or whatever, and Olivia and Fitz were talking. Olivia had her smirk on her face, and, you know, Mellie saw the looks between Fitz and Olivia. She was just mad, because that's when Cyrus came down the hallway to chase her, and she was like, I am tired of being humiliated and this, that, and the other, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore. So the other situation with Mellie, it was when Mellie came to the hospital, because when James was hugging Cyrus, he asked, is, you know, Fitz and Mellie seeking counsel? Are they going to try to reconcile, whatever? And he was like, yeah, that's what they're trying to do. So that's what he said to the media. And so Mellie, of course, seeing this, thinks that, oh, Fitz wants to, you know, act right and be with me. So she shows up to the hospital, and, you know, she's like, oh, this will be a great photo op, and Fitz and I can leave together, blah, 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 blah. And that's when Fitz, dumb diddy dum dum, okay, decides to tell his whole little plan that Olivia gave to him to Mellie about, you know, we're gonna get a divorce. I'm gonna date some high profile, what did he say? Intelligent women or something like that. Some high profile women we're gonna date, and then eventually, you know, word to get out that I'm seeing Olivia Pope, who's a good friend, who was by my side when I got shot, blah blah blah. And then that's who I'm gonna marry, and then that's the way it's gonna be. And if you decide to leak her name to the press, then all it takes is but a whisper to say that you're racist. I'm sorry, but that part of the plan to me was flawed. I don't think so. Like, if Melly leaks her name, which I now believe that she did. At first I thought it was the father, but now I think it was Melly. But if Melly leaks her name, but then again, it would probably have to be somebody that we would be shocked to believe that they leaked her name, which leads me back to Huck trying to save Olivia. Huck might have leaked her name. So that would be a shocker, like if Huck did it. But I think it's Melly. It could be the father. I'm not sure. No, I think it's Melly. But anyway, so my thing is, I don't think that part of the plan would work to say that Melly is a racist because of the situation. You would be pissed off at any woman who is sleeping with your husband, be her black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, whatever, Asian American, I don't know. I think you would be pissed off. So if she had any, I don't know, like, how is her calling her racist take away from the fact that you were sleeping around on your wife while you were married? Well, yeah, because of course you have to be married if you have a wife. But how would that, like, trump that? I don't think that would trump that. So, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of stupid to kind of tell the plan, because I don't think the whole racist thing would work when, in fact, this woman is sleeping with your husband. And so, automatically, the public's not going to like her. You come back and say Mel is racist, but at the end of the day, this is the woman who stole your husband. Hello? So, that'd be that. Of course she didn't steal him because he's not in love with Melly. He's in love with Olivia, blah, 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 blah. But that's not how the public is going to see it. They're not going to see it that way. So we know what the situation is, but the public won't know what the situation is. So there. So I thought that was kind of stupid to tell her. I thought he should have played it maybe up until, I don't know. But I think at that point, that's when Melly probably decided to leak her name. She's like, forget it, you know. I'm going to make a mess of it, and you guys are going to have to pick up the pieces. In particular, Olivia. All right. So, what else happened? Oh, the whole situation with Jake. Of course. See, I'm going from the end back to the beginning. Jake was meeting with, now we know, Olivia's father. And he told Jake to bring Olivia to him. See, and that's where I think we kind of missed it. I don't think we missed it, but I think after he said, bring her to me. If you don't, I'll find somebody who will. And then that, like, evil look from the redhead chick who's standing behind them while they're sitting on the stairs talking. So I think at that point, we got the impression that he wanted to meet her and then kill her, maybe shoot her in her face. But why would he meet her and then kill her himself when he has so many other people in vitamin B12 to do it? So that we should have known that he wasn't trying to kill Olivia. But he did make it seem like it. And, of course, Jake snuck into Olivia's apartment, who he has a habit of doing that, and he shot old girl in the head. And then now Jake is Jake in a box, and he's in Huck world. Now he gets to know what Huck's life was like. I don't even know if he knows who Huck is. And that's that situation. What was the other situation I just had in my head? I'm trying to remember, y'all. Wait. It was a good one, too. Oh, yes, the 2 bombs. I called it. If you watch my video from last week, I said those 2 bombs are going to be the ones to break up Olivia and Fitz. Bomb number 1 is the fact that Olivia slept with Jake, which I think is a wash because, of course, everyone knows that Olivia did not know that Jake was sent to watch her. Olivia did not know that Jake was friends and old buddies with the president. Olivia did not know that. So that should be a wash, but it's still a bomb nonetheless. I'm not giving you the finger. It's still a bomb. But bomb number 2 is Verna. And I knew that was coming the minute Fitz slipped and told Cyrus that he killed Verna. I guess it was weighing heavy on his chest a couple of episodes ago, and he decided to tell him dumb diddy dumb move number 2. Okay, Fitz, stop it. You're smarter than that. And so, of course, Cyrus feeling the pressure from Olivia's father, that we now know that's who he is, of course, ran and told, that's when he came to Olivia's office. He was like, well, what do you think? Somebody's trying to kill you, Olivia. What do you think? They shot at you with heart-shaped bullets made of bubble gum and something. That was so funny. I love Cyrus's line. And so that's when he was like, Fitz killed Verna. So that's when he dropped the bomb. Alright. And then of course he went over to Fitz and he was like, just look at the tape. I don't care, just look at it. And then he's all like, ooh, he made that like crumbly face. Fitz makes these faces like you're crumbling up a piece of paper. His face just like crumbles. So anyway, but still. So, then I guess they decide that they're not going to be together. I'm so tired of this back and forth with two of them. You know what? Just take a break. I can't take it anymore. So Fitz goes back and he's laying on Mellie's thighs or whatever. And not like how he went down on Olivia, but you know. Anywho, and then Olivia goes back to the gladiators. And, you know, they figure out David's the one who not told, but, you know, he was negotiating on both sides, whatever. And he got his job back, and they held a press conference with the president. He's been reinstated, blah, 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 good for him. So at the end, you know, we think we're all coming back together. Everything's going good. Olivia's got on all white. She wore a lot of white in this episode. She got on her white. She got on her headsets. And she's, you know, dancing to the music. Well, she ain't dancing, but she's just in her groove and her flow, about to go running. And everybody's kind of giving her these, you know, side eyes, like, shh, shh. And they open that door, and they're just in her face. She pops out the earphones, and they're like, is it true you're sleeping with the president? Dun, 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 dun. She's whisked away into a car. And it's scary vitamin B12 guy. And she says, Dad? Wow. Now we gotta wait. That's okay, because True Blood will be back on in June. Yes, sirree. You know I'll be doing True Blood. So, anyway, it was a great episode. My review is like 8 days later. So probably nobody's gonna watch it, but that's okay. So I hope you enjoyed it, because I did. If I forgot something, oh well. I gotta get this towel off my head and get me something to eat. Bye.